So, job, Saturday job, driver says, lad bang, now I've got a loss of power. So, to me, we've got a boost pipe, but we'll see. So I'm going to show you, one, how to get the tower up on a 6-axle spierings, and then we'll try and find out what is going on. So, first things first, isolator switch. Once you've got that on, I've obviously got it running at the minute, but once the isolator switch is on, you can then ignition key on, HPC remote, pull your emergency stop out. This is your power on button here. So what you need to do, it's like a double press. So you press once and then press and hold. Once you press and hold, it brings, and this will all boot up. Once the engine's fired up, it takes like a minute for the computer all to boot up as it needs. Because I haven't got it fully set up, I have actually put, because the ballast swings on these, so I have put the ballast stop on. That means that this ballast and the ballast the other side isn't going to try and move out when I now press the auto button to stand the tower up. The switch is already in, which is here. So you've got your 1 to 2 for rig, 2 is operation, 2 to 1 is de-rig. Obviously we want a rig at the minute, so we are gonna leave that as it is, and then we'll press the auto button on the remote, and that should send her up. I'm just pressing the auto button, just gonna keep an eye. Obviously I'm not worried about my ballast because I know that's not gonna swim, but we can't stand the tower all the way up because the ballast is in. I'm just gonna keep an eye. I just want to get it high enough so that I can get under to the engine bay to try and see if I can find what I think is hopefully a boost pipe. So we should, it's annoying because where we've had the rain, all the water runs right to where you don't want it. So give it a minute before you get up there when it's been raining. So that should be enough clearance. We'll leave it at that. I'm going with my gut. I think if any of them are going to be popped off or burst, there's one down by the front here. So I'm going with that one first, because to me that's the most common one. Normally it just sort of either pops off or it bursts, but that's the most common out of all of them that seem to go. So let's go with the obvious, and there we have it. A straight off, cover off, and there she be. She's just popped off. You should be able to see there, it's just like a U exhaust clamp. So we'll adjust that so it doesn't pull it at a funny angle, tries to keep on. They are a bit of a nightmare, they just pop sometimes. You can imagine quite a bit of boost. These engines are quite under quite a lot more load than compared to sometimes a truck. You got to think this crane weighs probably, I think it's about 72 ton. So yeah, it is a Packer DAF engine, Euro 6, but you can see all the pipe work is all modified by Spierings, obviously to fit, so it fits in the chassis, because like a normal truck you would have an intercooler here, a rad there. Obviously we haven't got that, we ain't got the room for it, but they don't run it conventional. We have an intercooler, rad and all that in there, which you might have seen on one of my videos on Instagram. I've done them. The setup obviously isn't conventional, and the way we do it, because it's a truck engine in a crane, Spierings will modify that and make their own pipe work to suit, to make it all fit as it needs to. So someone's put this on. There's a nut here for some reason, because they've tried to sort of lock it off. And there should be one down there, but there's not even one on there. So this is just going to always move around. Plus, this pipe, you can see, look at that, where they've put them clamps on, because they're not the right clamp, it's damaged the pipe. You should have clamps like that, like a compression clamp. For some reason, someone's put this on. I don't know what this crap is, but one it in the right size, barely fits. And it's mangled the pipe. So we're going to have to pull this off and change the pipe. Culprit. Plus a bad clamp. If I show you the inside of this pipe, you'll be shocked. State of it. So yeah. So I'm going to change that pipe, because that is no good. Not only, I would imagine it slipped off before and it's been reused and it's just got worse and worse, and now it's just going to constantly slip off. Plus the clamp, whoever put the clamp on didn't do a good enough job there. There's Big Red. You'll be on YouTube later. You're on YouTube now. So yeah. So we have a vast array of pipes in our stores. So, here's one I made earlier. So we should be able to pop this sucker on. Part number. Somewhere. Stick that on and we should be golden. Like you say, change the clamps. We should have clamps as well. Up here. Somewhere. We'll change them, put a proper, use the U-bolt, sort the U-bolt out, change that probably, because whoever's done it, I don't know what they've done, and do it all like a proper job should be. Here we are, new pipe, new clamps. Let's get the sucker on and lined up, and let's do a proper job, because whoever fitted this didn't do a good one. So we are going to do a better one. But what we're going to do is, now I've got the pipe in, we stick this U-bolt in to get the pipe in the right place before we tighten up the second clamp, because it all needs to be lined up. And if it ain't lined up from the start, it's never going to be lined up at all when it comes to tightening the new clamps up. So if we get it square and right to start with, we shouldn't be wrong after that. What I'm also going to do, because what happens is also a cause, is the nuts. They're not like a nylock or anything like that, so we're going to put nylocks on, so that way it stops them loosening, because you can imagine with the vibration of the engine and the pressure they're under, they sometimes, you tend to find that they come loose. And then obviously once that support and sort of U-bolt, the whole thing comes loose. The pipe starts to move, and then when the pipe starts to move, it puts more strain on the clamps, because the clamps are then holding, and the pipe is then holding, or the rubber boost pipe is then holding the weight of the other pipes, and then it's just, it spirals, and next thing it pops off. So we shall get that on, clamped up, ready to go, and all I've got to do is tighten up the compression clamp, and then we should be good to go, and then we'll take it for a spin. Right, we're all on, we're all square. So to me, that is a lot better. Like you say, you can see the state of that. And you can see where that's had the wrong clamp on it. And that Allen key has been sitting there like that. Which is no good, like you say, because that is now caused that pipe, well, it's ruined that pipe. See where the clamp is dug in. I would imagine, looking at that, someone's definitely been there. It's happened a couple of times, and they just haven't changed the pipe. And they've put bigger clamps on, thinking the bigger clamps would fix it. And that hasn't fixed it. It needed just to be lined up, proper clamps, good pipe, and to sort that U-clamp out so it actually holds the pipe and doesn't come loose. Get the old cover back on. Now she's all back together. And then we can take D-rigger and take it for a road test. Make sure I've done a good job. And I haven't just gaslit you into thinking that I've done a good job. But hopefully, I'm pretty confident that will have solved our problem for a long time. Until either it has to come apart again for some unbeknown reason, or because the pipe was burst. But again, it's a new pipe, so we should be alright. So, 3. Let's go for a jolly jaunt and test our workmanship. Get these out of the way. Don't want to lay the tower on them. Let's show you the D-rig process. Get this tower down. So like I said earlier, ignition on. Pull your emergency stop. Press and then press and hold. This will come up. Press your on button. Engine starts. Now we just got to wait for the computer to boot up. Whilst we're waiting, put that to D-rig and take the ballast stop out. Always try and remember to take your ballast stop out, because either on the Monday morning or whenever the driver next goes out, if you haven't put it back, he'll either get an error and he hasn't realised, and when it goes up and then it beeps to say ballast hasn't, and the ballast hasn't moved, and he wonders why, because he won't look at the switch. He'll just assume it is in the same place as where it was the last time he operated it. So put it back, because if not, he'll end up giving you a phone call saying, my ballast hasn't swung round, I've got this error, and that'll be why. So we're good to go. So we're in D-rig. Hit the auto button. We're just going to keep an eye on everything, watch our tyre bars go in correctly. And there's 2 spikes on the top of the cab, just behind the cab. We want to make sure that they go either side. That way we know that if they're the right way, the tower's going to go in the rest properly. Because you can land the tower on them spikes, and if you damage the tower, well then that's game over. So just keep an eye, watch everything, and just keep the auto button pressed and she'll come down. Pretty simple. Keep an eye on that. And when it's done, it will beep. There's the beep. So now we know she's fully D-rigged. Now what we're going to do, go back to the switches, and we're going to flick that to rig, ready for the driver for Monday morning. Key off. Emergency stop in, turns the remote off. Don't do our isolate switch, and we are good to go for a road test. She's level. I've had a quick goose round, so I should go straight out. tyre here. Not to worry, he says, and he's trying to get out. So it seems better already. We're only through the low gears, but one, you'd hear it, which I can't hear nothing. We're already picking up some power, which is good. So that's definitely our problem. It was just the one pipe, which is a bonus. He's just letting me out, which makes a change. Nice chap. The amount of people who won't let us out. Oh, the ambulance, see? There you go. Come on, pal, you get back in. Thank you very much. See, that's all we need, bit of help. You know what I mean? She's a big old girl. Just needs a bit of assistance sometimes, you know what I mean? Changing lanes ain't that easy, and merging. And let's be honest, I am bigger than you. So when people, it works both ways. I'm not saying I'm going to just force my way in, but within reason I've got to go, and it's hard to stop one of these. They're not, you know, you're sort of 72 ton, you ain't going to just anchor the sucker up all of a sudden. So try and help me out of it, and I'll help you out of it. But to the people who then try to hold out and purposely sit there, knowing full well I can't do anything about it, well, you lot can jog on, because I am bigger. And let me, crane v car, crane wins, I'm telling you. I've basically got a battering ram on the front of this cab. So, well, it doesn't need to be like that. We're all sharing the road. We all help each other out. The world will be a better place. There she be. So far so good. Can't see nothing. Everything looks good. She's road testing alright. Let's go back to the yard. She's running pretty good. We're boosting fine. I've got no noises. Driving fine, so I'm happy with what has been done. So we'll send her on her way. She can go out Monday now and shouldn't have a problem. But it was only a little job today. Nothing major. I've had a couple of other bits to do, but you've probably seen on the first YouTube I done. I never thought about it at the time. Like I said, amateur, not done it before, didn't know what I was doing. When I filmed everything on my phone with the phone upright. So I put it all together, didn't think nothing of it. And then uploaded it. It was halfway up through uploading, then I realised, I was like, oh, the way I filmed it means that when you go to full screen, it's gonna, like, because it's up vertical and not landscape, it's gonna, you basically end up with like these big sort of blocks of darkness because the way it's been filmed. So I made an error there. I never really thought of it at the time. So it's a shame, because I felt like the video wasn't a bad video, but obviously I think you can still see, like, you can still see it and all that, but it's more awkward because the way I filmed it. So, which is a bit disappointing, but again, that's what I get for being an amateur, not knowing what I'm doing and trying to wing it. Winged it wrong. But I did ask a lot of people to, you know, any criticism, anything that you think I need to do better. And like you say, the biggest thing I had, and the first thing I noticed that people said to me was, you need to film it like landscape, not on your phone like vertically, because it's it's not going to look right. So yeah, so like I said, I kind of clocked that one halfway through uploading, but I was committed to it. I'd already like done it and everything. I couldn't change it at that point, so I was happy enough with the rest of the video. So it was like, well, send it. What happens happens. So this time I've made sure I use the phone horizontally to film, so that way when I upload this one it should be right. I'm hoping it's right anyway, and I don't mess something else up. There's a good chance I still do, but I'm trying. But hopefully this one will come out a bit better. Like I say, it's probably not going to be as long, but it's only a little job, but I thought, why not? It's there. You kind of get a gist of what's going on and some of the stuff we do. But yeah, I appreciate, like I say, everyone who's watched the first one, if anyone watches this one. But I'm going to carry it on. Like you say, sometimes it's difficult to be able to film when you're in amongst it. So obviously today's a Saturday, it's a bit quieter. Again, this wasn't a massive job, so luckily it could have been a bit worse than what it was, but obviously it wasn't. So yeah, I'm going to try and do them as often as I can and when I can, and like I say, at the end of the day the work comes first, so filming is just a thing I do, and like I say, hopefully people enjoy it. I don't know if you will, but I don't mind doing it, so it's one of them. But if you do like it, like, subscribe. Sounds so weird saying that. Like, subscribe, and I will try and do some more. So yeah, thanks.